Find out how to make 40-year-old gunky old tools work like this from Grandpa Ray at the end of the video.
Hey, it's Rob and welcome to Axel's Garage. Today we're here with Grumpy Grandpa Ray and we're going to talk about some tools. Now, as I've been doing these videos over the last several years, it's been been about 15 years that we've been doing these videos. People have seen me reference tools and I get some comments on, that's not what I call it. And recently I did a video where I was using a pair of pliers. And a question came up about what the pliers are called. And apparently, depending on how you grew up around tools, whether it was a relative, a father, or a crazy uncle that might have taught you, or you learned in school, or you went to trade school and you were using tools, or you got an apprenticeship or something like that, whoever you learned from told you what the names of the tools were. The other thing was, it's also got a lot to do with where you live. Okay. So with me growing up, I learned the names of tools from my father, and if he said to me, hand me the pliers, what would you hand him?
These.
These here. Now these here are called pliers.
Right.
Right?
Your basic pliers.
Basic pliers, okay. Now, if somebody said to you, hand me the Channellocks, what would you give them?
These two. One of those?
One of these two.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one here, right? Now, a pet peeve of mine is calling these Channellocks. Right. And I don't know why it's a pet peeve of mine. My father always referenced these as pliers also.
Right.
And these were pliers, like you said, and these are pliers. But when I said Channellocks, you said one of these two, right?
Channellocks was the major supplier of quality tools like that.
Right. Now if you look
if you bought this, you bought Channellocks.
Okay. But now if you go and you search on the internet for Channellocks, that's what you get. And I'll throw that up on the screen real quick.
Well,
right, because Channellocks is a brand that makes all this crap.
You're correct.
So if you said to me, hey, Rob, hand me the Channellocks, right? I could hand you these, right?
Yeah.
But I shouldn't hand you these.
Why?
Because they're not Channellocks. These are actually Channellocks.
All right, because is that one made by Channellocks?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what if I handed you these?
Those are lineman's pliers.
But they're Channellocks.
Yeah.
It says on it right there, Channellock.
That's
so
right.
if you ask me for the Channellock and I hand you lineman's pliers.
No. Those are lineman's pliers. Those are Channellocks. Slip joints.
No, this is a slip joint.
Technically, if you want to get
okay,
technical.
so, well, here, when I search slip joint pliers, I'll show you what came up.
Okay.
All right, and I'll put that up on the screen real quick. So that would be this.
Yeah.
And that's a slip joint because it's got a slip joint.
Right. That's that's your basic pair of pliers.
And these
are Needlenose Pliers.
Now, what if they were Channellock brand? Would they be Channellocks?
Put it this way. Out in the real world, that's what we would call them.
Needlenose Pliers?
Yeah.
But what if they were Channellock brand?
Makes no difference. Those are Needlenose.
What are these?
We called them at work Dykes.
Dykes.
Yeah.
Now, if you Google Dykes, right?
There's probably no such thing.
No, yeah. There are. I actually looked it up for Dykes, and you get a pair of these for the most part, right? Yeah. And they also go as diagonal cutters. So Dykes and a Dyke has nothing to do with a female that likes other females. It's a different kind of Dyke, right?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, but if you asked me for the Channellocks and I handed you these,
no,
I'd still be right.
No,
they're Channellocks.
No, they're Dykes. They're made by Channellocks.
The same that this is made by Channellock.
What did I used to use to call them a couple of times? Slip joints, right?
No, you said slip joint, but this is a slip joint.
Right. Okay. What was the?
Now, I have heard, and only in my adult life, and I don't know where I heard it from. I think I heard it in the firehouse. I think I heard it working on equipment in the firehouse over the years. Water pump pliers.
Correct. That's the word I was thinking of.
Water pump pliers.
Because they're called water pump was mostly all plumbers use them because they're easy to get in under sinks and stuff like that.
So you think it's a plumbing thing, water pump?
Well, you can use it for anything, but it's mostly like toward the plumbing trade.
You think so?
Yeah.
See, now I always thought that they were called water pump because the old cars and trucks used to have a water pump that had a rope packing in it,
Well,
and you would have to tighten it
that's
up.
That's way before my time.
Before you eat it? Well, no, in the 50s.
Yeah.
The trucks in the 50s,
I don't know.
like old fire trucks, and I think that's why I heard it in the firehouse. The old fire trucks. Mm-hmm. Remember that antique fire truck we used to have in the firehouse?
Yes.
Had a nut on it, and it had a rope packing which actually sealed the water pump.
Right, okay.
And every so often you'd have to tighten it.
Okay.
And I think that's what one of the guy says, grab the water pump pliers, and this is what he meant. So these, how are these Channellocks? The brand is not Channellock. The brand is cheap Chinese coronavirus crap, Pittsburgh.
Right.
But you would call these Channellocks?
Yes.
Well, that would be doing a disservice to the Channellock brand, I think.
You're right. And I can speak of experience. When the company I work for, which I won't name, used to buy Channellocks. But we got some freaking bean counters that said, well, we'll get a cheaper version, which turned out to be true. They're cheap. They work 2 or 3 times, and then they break.
Yeah.
You know? I'm talking about from experience.
But they're still not Channellocks.
They're still what they are.
But how come you don't call this a Channellock? When this is really a Channellock?
Because it's not a channel, it's a dike. God almighty.
But then what is this? What is this tool called without the brand name?
Pair of slip joint pliers.
No, but we already established that.
Stop getting freaking technical.
But what we're trying to figure out the name of a tool.
Yeah.
So we already figured out that this is a slip joint plier. Mm-hmm. You know how this all started?
No.
So because of the coronavirus lockdown, I was cleaning my tools, and I realized that some of these had gotten very stiff.
Right.
So I cleaned them with a little. I actually used penetrating oil to get in there, and then wiped them down good, and then I used some 3-in-1 oil in a little can,
Okay, I'm going to show you something right now.
and I
Give me
lubed them up.
Give me that.
Go ahead.
They're still stiff as hell.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to tell you you're going to do. You're going to squirt some oil in here.
Yeah.
I got some of that play sand. You put it in a container, and you're going to push it and go like that,
Yeah.
and they'll be like brand new.
With play sand?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what we used to do at work because they used to have some kind of grease in here or something that it was a step. So the first thing, the old timers, find yourself some. We used to work down the beach a lot. Squirt some water, oil, or anything, and dig them into the sand right like that. And
Well, these are a ton better than they were. You can see there's a little oil even coming out of the thing just from going like this.
Okay. Put it this way, I'll take them home. Well, they're mine anyway.
No, these aren't yours. These are ones you gave to me.
No, excuse me. What I brought a pair here, right,
You
Stephen?
gave me. No, that's these.
No. Okay, see, that's the problem here. He borrows but never returns.
You lent me these.
I didn't lend them to you.
Yes, you lent them to me so I could show that they
Yeah.
Channellocks make diagonal cutters.
Yeah. And they're going back home with me.
Yes. Not these. This is the one. These you gave me like 3 or 4 of these.
Yesterday I only took the blue thing.
Oh, the little blue one.
Yes. So you believe him, but you don't believe me?
Yes. Yes.
Back to this. These, I agree, people call them Channellocks.
That's
Just
right.
like you go to somebody's house and they call a box. Hey, Robbie, can you hand me that box over there? Right over there?
What the
See
hell
those
do you
boxes
do?
there?
This?
Yeah. Yeah. What is this?
Tissues.
Tissues.
Yeah.
Now, did somebody ever say, would you like a box of Kleenex?
No.
You never heard somebody say that?
Yeah. No, a box of tissues.
Right.
That's what we always called them.
So these are pliers.
It says tissues on the
Sit
box.
right.
Yeah.
These are pliers.
Yeah.
But if Michelle,
Yeah.
could you hand me the box of Kleenex?
Hand it to you?
Yeah. Okay, she just handed me the box of Kleenex. Kleenex is a
Okay.
brand.
Okay, I'm going to ask him. If I says, Would you hand me a box of tissues? What would you give me?
A box of tissues.
Where?
I mean, where?
These are a box of tissues.
Yes,
And if you asked her for a box of Kleenex, what would you give him?
the box of tissues.
I'm right. They're tissues.
So if you ask me for Channellocks, what am I going to give you? Not
Channellocks.
Channellocks. I'm going to give you a pair of pliers.
No, you're not. These are the same things.
But they're not. These aren't Channellocks. These are Chinese cheapos.
That's right.
These are Channellocks. Okay.
Oh, we almost
We're not
done
going to
that?
get anywhere. I did a little research, and I found out that what these are actually called, while people might call them Channellocks,
Okay.
if they want to be wrong,
Okay, what is the technical word?
okay, they might call them water pump pliers,
Right.
but they might want to be wrong also.
Yeah,
I looked it up, and the best I could find is these are called tongue and groove pliers
never heard of it.
because they got a groove
Oh, I
and they
saw-
got the tongues,
Oh, tongue
and
and-
it's a tongue and groove
Okay.
plier.
So, like they said, you can always learn something new. At 79 years of age, I've learned something new. Are we still on TV?
Yes, we're still on TV.
Okay. He said at the beginning about grumpy old grandpa. It's 5:45. My dinner's going to be on the table in about 5 minutes.
You know, it's 2 minutes after 5. That clock is slow because our batteries are going dead in it.
You mean I got to come over and put a new battery in?
Yeah, it's actually, well, we are out of batteries because
Why?
somebody last night stole the batteries out of my remote control for my TV so he could play his video games. This whole quarantine thing, we have ran out of every battery we have in the house.
I'd say if you would have informed me today, because we went to Costco, I could have got you some.
Well, you didn't tell me you were going to Costco.
Your daughter knew.
I forgot. I didn't.
See? Everybody forgets in this house.
I don't forget.
No.
Okay. So there's the answer.
Okay,
So
can
so
I-
needle nose,
Yeah.
right?
Right, needle nose.
Slip joint,
Yeah. Pliers.
standard pliers, slip
Yeah,
joint,
Right.
dikes or
Yes.
diagonal cutters,
Okay.
right?
I know that's mine.
It's not. It's those aren't your initials.
I know that. I spell them all the time. And my-
Linesman's pliers. These are mine.
These were home? Okay.
Okay. Tongue and groove pliers.
Yeah.
Tongue and groove pliers.
Right.
Okay. But these, and those are all Channellocks.
Made by Channellocks.
Well, Channellock made these tongue and groove pliers.
Right.
Channellock made these linesman
Line
pliers.
pliers.
And Channellock made these dikes.
Right.
Or diagonal cutters.
Yeah.
But they're all Channellocks.
They're made by Channellocks.
So this is a Channellock made by Channellock?
It's a Channellock. Is the manufacturer of all three.
I see we're not going to
Okay.
get anywhere.
We're not. We're not.
Okay, so the bottom line is other pliers. The bottom line is, what do you call them, and where do you live? Because that's what we want to know in the comments.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know around the country what people call these, and maybe even your age, because age might have a lot to do with it. Are you an old-time plumber and call them water pump pliers?
Put
Are you an
this way.
old-time mechanic and call them something else?
I worked with old timers. I'm 79, and I work with guys a lot older than me, and that's what we called them, and that's what it was.
You always called them Channellocks?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Now you can go wherever you want to go. Because I like to go home and make my dinner.
All right. It's
right.
5 after 5.
Yeah. It's dinner time for our senior citizens.
All right.
Oh,
All right, so let us know what you call them, where you're from. Maybe you know, I was a plumber, I was a mechanic, I was a machinist,
Yes.
right? And let us know, and we'd be interested to know around the country what you call tongue and groove pliers.
Channellocks.
That's all we have today from Axel's Garage. As always, thanks for watching.
Good night. Okay, can we do a, before we turn the machine on?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Talking about tools.
All right, go ahead.
Did you get your batteries fixed in your hearing aids?
Yes, I did.
Where's the round toys?
I put them.
We don't